Hey, what's up, guys? Gaburan Choirs here. It's been a good while, but let's continue on with the new spirit video. This video is gonna be on Kingu, so the Babylonian spirit Kingu. So, yeah, let's get right to it. So, I'm gonna be going off of my own article that I have made on Kingu in relation to, let's just say, the introduction of his profiling, and then I'll go over my own experiences with Kingu and etc. Okay. This article will be based around the Babylonian spirit Kingu. There's not much on Kingu, honestly, in relation to his background, other than he is the son of Apsu and Tiamat in Babylonian lore. You can check this out in the Wikipedia article on him for more information down below, which is there's a link listed therein on the article itself. So yeah, that is pretty much it, really. There is not much to say on Kingu, other than that, yeah, that he's the son of Apsu and Tiamat in Babylonian history. So yeah. In any case, so moving on. Kingu, the reason why you guys are seeing a video on Kingu as well as an article today listed out in front of you is because Kingu essentially wanted to offer his services to me, and he did so via my friend Marino Ravenberg. So me and Marino were speaking one day, and uh, essentially at some point while me and Marino were chatting it up and whatnot. I'm sorry, there's like the sun is like it's like adding like a little dimmer effect to the camera. In any case, me and Marino were chatting it up on the phone, and at some point Kingu appeared before him and asked him to essentially tell me that Kingu wants to offer his services to me. So Marino went ahead and told me, and I simply agreed, and we went on from there. We simply went on from there, and I told them, yeah, that please be on standby, because as of now, during that time, I had a lot on my plate on an occult, in an occult nature. Okay, I had a lot of stuff that I had to deal with in terms of my own practices and whatnot. So I simply just told Kingu that yes, I would love to do so and whatnot in relation to writing an article on him and etc. And utilizing his services, but to simply just be on standby for now. There's a lot of stuff that I have to take care of first. So he simply said, noted, and he was just waiting in the background ever since. And let's just say I thought I was going to take care of it as soon as possible, but as soon as possible ended up turning into several months, really. And so essentially, 2 months passed by, 3 months, 4 months, five, to the point in which I finally got to it in terms of writing an article on him, but I still haven't got to work with him because I simply realized it, and I was like, hey, I don't really need I don't really necessarily need Kingu's services and whatnot, because I already have my own patrons. Okay, I have literally 8 patrons now instead of 7 like I did beforehand. There's a new face amongst my Astro family now, which I'll go over that soon. But in general, Metatron has joined my Astro family, so to speak, or my Astro group, my repertoire of spirits. And yeah, alongside Metatron and everyone else who I work with, I really, really, really don't need anyone else's, help on anything, because these guys essentially bang out everything that I need help in through their own faculties and whatnot, and through their own volition. So yeah, there's no need really. In any case, so yeah, I simply just said, I'll still write an article on you though. So yeah, essentially, long story short, throughout the whole process of Kingu being in the background, Kingu would essentially appear here and there briefly and tell me, hey, I'm still waiting. I hope you didn't forget about me, Eduardo. And I would simply just tell him, oh yeah, 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 no, no, no worries. I remember you. Okay. I'm simply just taking care of several tasks as I told you before. So, um please remain on standby until further notice. And he simply just agreed. And he would just simply come through in different forms and appearances here and there. And at some point, the last time when he did so, something like that, he simply he was joking around and whatnot. He was essentially like, oh, hello, I'm still in the background, Eduardo, you know I'm still here. And I simply just laughed, and I told him, oh yeah, yeah, no, I'm sorry about that, Kingu. Yeah, it has been a while, so let's get to it. And I simply just decided to right there and then execute an article on him, and now we're here. So yeah, that is pretty much that on Kingu. So yeah, I never worked with him, but he's quite the skilled one. Okay, the guy can practically do anything that an occultist can offer up to Kingu, or essentially ask Kingu for help within or something similar. But hold on, let me pull out a segment of my article so that I can read everything to you in relation to his skill set. And yeah. Okay, so Kingu is mercurial, so he's a mercurial pagan spirit corresponding to 9 degrees in Virgo, so Virgo essentially. So the key word here is objectivity. Okay, so having an objective look on things in relation to a task someone needs help with, and will decide upon the best course of action. So essentially, what I just listed, the aforementioned is how Kingu works. If you ask him for something, Kingu is going to basically lay everything out in front of the both of you guys, and he's going to pick the best course of action in relation to the steps that you need to take on a practical note towards achieving your goal, essentially, in the workings case. So, yeah. He's very open to helping others, similar to Amaterasu, which is a spirit I covered before in an earlier article that I released, and can practically do anything anyone can ask him to do, such as influencing people, similar to C3, um, such as influencing people, healing, though at a very minor degree, because yes, Virgo does deal with health, but in Kingu's case, it's to a very minor degree, but yeah, he still says that he can give it a shot, nevertheless, yeah. Day-to-day affairs in terms of acquiring funds and money, currency essentially, getting a new job position, balancing one's life out, and it goes on and on and on. So stuff that falls under Virgo, but really he can practically do anything more or less that falls under Mercury itself, whether it be Gemini or Virgo. So yeah, or anything else really. He can practically do anything, as I said. His appearance is that of a Persian like Middle Eastern man, and yeah. In relation to his appearance, he simply just looks like Cyrus the Great, or Cyrus the Second from the Persian Empire. So yeah, essentially he looks like Cyrus the Great. If you simply just look up an image on Cyrus the Great, then you'll see what I mean. Kingu looks exactly like Cyrus. He looks just like him. Okay, the only difference is that Kingu doesn't have any Zoroastrianistic symbols on him and whatnot. It's simply just robes and different ornaments on him and stuff like that. So his general appearance is a Middle Eastern man, or a Persian man essentially, with a long beard and whatnot, and he looks relatively old, around like his 40s or 50s or something, and he's wearing like a turban. Sometimes it's a crown, and what else? He wears long robes, and he also has gauntlets and whatnot. He looks really extravagant, similar to like how the Babylonians were back in the day. Always dressed in gold, and these guys were really like wealthy. Essentially, these guys really were well off as a pantheon or a culture, and he had general sandals on. He also had like this big long golden, how do I say this? It's like a golden long necklace. It's a really thick big necklace that goes all the way down to here. It covers this whole chest area. It's almost similar to what an Egyptian god would be depicted as or wearing within the depiction itself. So yeah, but yeah, I can see the similarities. Okay, I've always stated that Egypt is not too far off from Babylon. They're very similar. But yeah, in any case, that is pretty much his general appearance in relation to Kingu. Sometimes the robe will be sky blue or orange. Sometimes it'll be both intertwined with each other. So some aspects of his clothing would be blue. Some aspects of his clothing would be mercurial orange. So a nice orangey color, essentially, a nice bright orange. And hold on. Yeah, I almost forgot about that as well. Kingu also takes the form of some kind of creature. Essentially, he only took this form once, So one time for me. Essentially, it's the form of a some kind of creature, really. Okay, if you check my article out and you see the general thumbnail image of the article itself, with that looks like essentially like a depiction or a hieroglyphic. I'm sorry, a hieroglyphic, but not necessarily a hieroglyphic. It's more simply just a depiction. In any case, the creature where the man with wings is facing essentially, he looks like that creature. Okay, so he looks more like that creature in that appearance that he took from me one time. It has typical pagan wings and etc. on it, so little small bird-like wings, and it was the scales of the creature was orange, and that was pretty much it. That was pretty much it, really. And in relation to how Kingu's energy feels, Kingu is he's a light guy, okay, compared to the guys that I'm used to work with, okay, which oof, no offense to him, but they're a lot stronger and a lot potent in terms of power magnitude and etc. But yeah, in relation to the guys that I work with, Kingu is he's quite strong, but he's light in nature due to him being mercurial. So mercurial spirits by default are very light in nature, but some are heavier more than others and whatnot. You know, some guys are a bit more heavier in terms of energy magnitude than other spirits. And based off of Kingu, Kingu is very light essentially. He's very light, but you can tell that he is. You know, he packs a punch essentially due to all his worshippers and whatnot, and all his followers basically feeding onto him energy throughout eons, okay, throughout fucking generations of time, millennia essentially, even more than that. Okay, ever since Babylon was at its peak, was at its purest form back then in ancient times. So yeah, that is pretty much it really on Kingu. His voice differs from each appearance as well. Okay, so when he's in that creature-like appearance, Kingu essentially sounds he speaks in like a weird voice. Okay, it sounds weird, really weird. It's almost it's almost gibberish, really, but I can make sense out of it due to the astral attachment of the whole affair that's going down. Okay, I can make sense out of it on an astral perspective, but when he's in the Cyrus the Great looking appearance, essentially, he simply just sounds like a Middle Eastern man. He has an accent. He has a Persian accent, essentially, but he speaks English. But it doesn't matter what language, okay? Because generally speaking, spirits will speak in any language that you would prefer to be spoken in or something. So yeah, in any case, that is pretty much that on Kingu. There's nothing else really to be listed or to be said on Kingu. Hold on, I'm trying to remember if there's any drawbacks in working with him. Minor drawbacks, really. Minor drawbacks, just typical drawbacks, really, that you would expect, okay, with working with the pagan spirit. But that is all. Nothing too extravagant, really. Okay, so yeah. It's not really necessarily tit for tat with Kingu, but do expect some general minor misfortunes when dealing with him up front in relation to setting him in charge of a task or working. So yeah, that is pretty much it on Kingu. Nothing else really that I could really add on to his article or this video. So yeah, in any case, that is pretty much it for today. And yeah, you know, yeah, he's telling me thank you for shooting this video on him, which he's very welcome because he's been waiting patiently for this moment. So yeah, so that I can put his name out there and whatnot. So yeah, I made a seal for Kingu. So if essentially occultists want to potentially work with him and whatnot, that you can, it's possible because I made his seal. Okay, the guy doesn't have a seal, but you know, now you can go ahead and successfully summon him. But not that you need a seal in the first place. This is only for, you know, so that people can work with him despite what level you are. Okay, whether if you're proficient enough to simply just summon the spirit right there in front of you via simply just calling out his name, or if you are a low level, essentially, so a noob, no offense to noobs, and you need to use a seal so that you can scry into it and successfully make contact with the spirit via scrying or via just simply putting emphasis on the seal. Yeah, everything is there, okay? The seal is there. I made it. So yeah, you guys could go ahead and knock yourselves out, and that is pretty much it on Kingu. So yeah, that is all for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and that is all. So bye bye.